Coming in at 10, Charlie Sheen, HIV. Also known as the human immunodeficiency virus, this disease infects vital cells in the human immune system, such as helper T cells. HIV is a sexually transmitted infection but can also be spread by contact with infected blood or from mother to child during pregnancy, childbirth, or breastfeeding. Without medication, it may take years before HIV weakens your immune system to the point that you have AIDS. Charlie Sheen went public with his diagnosis back in 2015, stating, "I have a responsibility now to better myself and to help a lot of other people, and hopefully with what we're doing today, others will come forward and say, thanks Charlie." Most people infected by HIV develop a flu-like illness within a month or two, with symptoms such as fever, headache, muscle ache, and joint pain, rash, sore throat, mouth sore, swollen lymph glands, mainly on the neck. If both HIV and AIDS remain untreated, it can lead to further illnesses, even cancer or death. Coming in at 9, Daisy Ridley, endometriosis. Star Wars star Daisy Ridley has very publicly shared her struggle with endometriosis, which, for those who don't know, is a condition in which cells similar to those in the endometrium, the layer of tissue that normally covers the inside of the uterus, grows outside of it, and in rare cases it may occur in other parts of the body. The main symptoms are pelvic pain and infertility, with nearly half affected having chronic pain, pain during menstruation, and pain during sex. Daisy took to Instagram to share her story, stating, "8 years ago after being diagnosed, pain was back, more mild this time, and my skin was the worst. I tried everything, products, antibiotics, more antibiotics, and all that did was left my body in a bit of a mess. Finally found out I have polycystic ovaries and that's why it's bad. I can safely say feeling so self-conscious has left my confidence in tatters. I hate wearing makeup, but I currently don't want to leave the house without it on. However, progress is being made. My point is, to any of you who are suffering with anything, go to a doctor, pay for a specialist, get your hormones tested, get allergy testing, keep on top of how your body is feeling, and don't worry about sounding like a hypochondriac. From your head to the tips of your toes, we only have one body. Let's all make sure ours are working in tip-top condition and take help if it's needed." I couldn't agree more. Coming in at 8, Kim Kardashian West, psoriasis. Awareness about psoriasis definitely went up when it was revealed that the most photographed woman on the planet had it. Psoriasis is a common skin condition that speeds up the life cycle of skin cells, causing cells to build up rapidly on the surface of the skin, which results in red patches that are itchy and oftentimes painful. In an old episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Kim initially freaked out over the skin condition. However, she has since taken on a more serene approach, even stating that she isn't trying to cover it up anymore. I quote, "I'm always hoping for a cure, of course, but in the meantime, I'm learning to just accept it as part of who I am." Coming in at 7, Pete Davidson, Crohn's disease. The SNL cast member first opened up about his battle with Crohn's disease back in 2016. For those who don't know, Crohn's disease is an inflammatory bowel disease that causes inflammation of your digestive tract, which leads to abdominal pain, severe diarrhea, fatigue, weight loss, and malnutrition. The comedian stated, I quote, "I got Crohn's disease when I was 17 or 18, and I found that the medicines that the doctors were prescribing me, and seeing all these doctors and trying new things, weed would be the only thing that would help me eat. My stomach would be in pain all day and I wouldn't be able to eat, but then I'd smoke and I can eat and do my shows. I wouldn't be able to do SNL if I didn't smoke weed. I wouldn't be able to do anything really. Me performing not high has gone awful. It was awful for me because I don't feel well." End quote. I was honestly shocked to discover this was the reason he smoked weed. The comedian has even stated in the past that he feels offended by those who don't understand the need for medical marijuana and who think you can't be productive while smoking. Preach. Coming at 6, Lady Gaga, fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a disorder characterized by widespread musculoskeletal pain accompanied by fatigue, sleep, memory, and mood issues. It is also known to amplify painful sensations by affecting the way your brain processes pain signals. Symptoms often begin after a physical trauma, surgery, infection, or significant psychological stress. According to the NHS, it tends to affect women 7 times more than men, and on top of that, there is no cure. However, symptoms can be relieved through medications, therapy, and lifestyle changes. Gaga has opened up numerous times in the past about her experience with the illness, specifically after the singer was forced to cancel a concert in Brazil because she was taken to hospital with severe pain. Coming in at 5, Nick Jonas, type 1 diabetes. Nick Jonas was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was just 13 years old, which he described as one of the most frightening moments of his life. The Jonas Brothers speaks frankly about it in the Amazon documentary about the brothers, but he has also been very open about his condition medication from a young age. For those who don't know, type 1 diabetes is a disease in which the pancreas does not produce any insulin. Insulin is a hormone that helps your body control the level of glucose, aka sugar, in your blood. The singer discussed his diagnosis, stating, "I was shocked at first, and my family was just as panicked. But the real scare was I had to quickly learn so much. It was completely overwhelming." Since his diagnosis, Nick has been wearing the Dexcom continuous glucose monitor, which sends him his blood sugar every 5 minutes. In at 4, Bella Hadid, Lyme disease. Lyme disease, also known as Lyme borreliosis, is an infectious disease caused by a bacterium called Borrelia, spread by ticks. When it is not detected early, it can cause long-lasting symptoms such as pain in the joints, problems affecting the nervous system, extreme fatigue, and heart problems. Bella stated that her disease once got so out of hand it left her battling to even move. I quote, "I couldn't get out of bed for 6 days. My brain would get all foggy and I couldn't see. That was the hardest time of my life." The model also told Glamour in 2016, I quote, "I'm really tired a lot. A few weeks ago I had a big campaign shoot that I had to reschedule. It's hard, but I push through because at the end of the day, if you're not working, somebody else is." So true. Coming in at 3, Michael J. Fox, Parkinson's. The Back to the Future actor has always been open about his Parkinson's diagnosis, which he received when he was 29 back in 1991, a disease that is traditionally associated with older people. Parkinson's is where the brain becomes increasingly damaged and is characterized by shaking. The actor stated, I quote, "I was diagnosed 25 years ago and I was only supposed to work for another 10 years. I was supposed to be pretty much disabled by now. I'm far from it. This is as bad as I get and I can still go to the store and go marketing." Since the beginning, he's been on a crusade to help find a cure and ways to potentially prevent more cases of the condition, with his Michael J. Fox Foundation funding more than $800 million in medical research to date. Coming in at 2, Selena Gomez, lupus. Lupus is a systemic autoimmune disease that occurs when your body's immune system attacks your own tissues and organs. It can affect many different body systems, including your joints, skin, kidneys, blood cells, brain, heart, and lungs. Selena Gomez revealed back in 2015 that she had lupus, which affected her kidneys, resulting in her undergoing a kidney transplant in 2017. The singer states, I quote, "Maybe I wasn't necessarily really good at knowing what that meant, so it actually got to a point where it was life or death. Thankfully, one of my best friends gave me her kidney, and it was the ultimate gift of life, and I'm doing quite well now. I think it's safe to say we're all happy she's recovering and living her best life." And finally, coming in at number 1, Selma Blair, multiple sclerosis. Multiple sclerosis is a potentially disabling disease of the brain and spinal cord. Signs and symptoms of MS vary on the amount of nerve damage and which nerves are being affected. Some people with severe MS may lose the ability to walk independently or at all. Selma Blair first shared her diagnosis with MS on Instagram in October 2018. The actress stated, I quote, "I was in this wardrobe fitting 2 days ago, and I am in the deepest gratitude. So profound it is, I've decided to share. The brilliant costumer Alissa Swanson not only designs the pieces, but she carefully gets my legs in my pants, pulls my tops over my head, buttons my coats, and offers her shoulder to steady myself. I have MS." Blair admitted she felt off for some years and chalked it up to a pinched nerve. As of 2019, she now walks with a cane and continues to be open about her chronic illness on social media.
And at number 10, Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez has been very open about her struggles with autoimmune disease, lupus. Lupus is an inflammatory disease that causes the immune system to attack its own healthy tissue. Her lupus got so bad in 2017 that she had to undergo a kidney transplant. She was given a kidney from her fellow actress and BFF, Francia Raisa. When speaking about the transplant, Gomez said, quote, "Maybe I wasn't necessarily really good at knowing what that meant, so it actually got to a point where it was life or death. Thankfully, one of my best friends gave me her kidney, and it was the ultimate gift of life, and I'm doing quite well now." And at number 9, Nick Jonas. Former Disney star Nick Jonas was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was only 13 years old, and he's one of the 1.25 million Americans that suffer from the illness. When he was younger, it was hard for him to manage his work and the struggles of the illness. However, after some time and help from his family, he found a schedule that worked for him. Jonas also spreads awareness about type 1 diabetes whenever he can. While accepting an award in 2017, he told the crowd, quote, "This is truly incredible. These kids who are up here all have type 1 diabetes like myself. This is a disease I was diagnosed with when I was 13. It was a moment in my life when I was just getting ready to start making music with my brothers and touring, and it was something that I thought would slow me down before I even got started." But thankfully for Nick, that wasn't the case. And at number 8, Emilia Clarke. Game of Thrones star Emilia Clarke recently revealed that she suffered from multiple brain aneurysms while she was filming Game of Thrones, and she had to have multiple life-saving surgeries. Clark revealed the details in a piece she wrote for The New Yorker. Apparently, after she was done filming season 1 of the show, she suffered a brain hemorrhage while at a London gym. She said she felt like an elastic band was squeezing her brain. She was rushed to the hospital where she underwent brain surgery, and she said she couldn't even remember her own name. However, weeks later she did return to filming, even though she had another growth on her brain that doctors were concerned about. She had multiple other bursts that forced her into more surgery, and now she suffers with permanent speech issues because of it. And at number 7, Claire Foy. Actress Claire Foy has been open about the invisible illness she suffers from, anxiety. When speaking about her experience, she said, quote, "It's purely about that feeling in the pit of your stomach and the feeling that you can't because you're this or you're that. It's my mind working 1,000 beats a second and running away with a thought." Foy revealed it all started when her parents got a divorce at the age of 8. She tried to people please so nobody would fight, but that led her to overthink and turn into anxiety. She got help from a therapist and says, quote, "Now I'm able to dissociate myself from it more. I know that it's just something I have, and that I can take care of myself." And at number 6, Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid suffers from the same illness her mother Yolanda Hadid has, Lyme disease. After Bella was diagnosed, she claimed she felt hopeless, but she's learned to adapt her routines to her new limitations. Bella told The Guardian in 2016, quote, "It starts with brain fog. For a while I couldn't put sentences together. I'm really tired a lot. A few weeks ago I had a big campaign shoot that I had to reschedule. It's hard, but I pushed through, because at the end of the day, if you're not working, somebody else is." When she was diagnosed in 2012, she thought she was going to be riding horses for the rest of her life, but the disease stopped those plans in its tracks. However, Bella says everything happens for a reason, and she's happy with how things turned out. Halfway at number 5, Selma Blair. Selma Blair revealed that she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, or MS, on Instagram in October of 2018. MS is a condition that can affect the brain and spinal cord, causing problems with vision, arm or leg movement, sensation, or balance. When discussing her diagnosis, Blair said she knew that something was wrong and she'd felt off for years. However, she just thought it was something minor like a pinched nerve. As the disease has progressed, Blair now walks with a cane and continues to be open about her condition on social media. And at number 4, Sarah Hyland. Sarah Hyland was diagnosed with kidney dysplasia as a baby and has gone through many surgeries throughout her life to try and fix the abnormalities in her kidneys. At the age of 28, Hyland estimated that she had about 16 surgeries in her life at that point, adding that 16 of them took place within the last 16 months. In her life, she's had 2 kidney transplants. One kidney was given to her by her father in 2012, however that transplant failed and her body rejected the new organ. She spoke about the experience with self, saying, quote, "I was very depressed. When a family member gives you a second chance at life and it fails, it almost feels like it's your fault. It's not, but it does." She has also needed the help of dialysis at times, and in 2017 she chose a dialysis location close to the Modern Family set so she could more easily balance her work and her illness. And at number 3, Kim Kardashian West. Kim first revealed her struggle with skin condition psoriasis on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. During the episode, Kris revealed that she also suffers from psoriasis, and that's most likely how Kim got it. Psoriasis is a skin disease that causes red, itchy, scaly patches, most commonly on the knees, elbows, trunk, and scalp. Psoriasis is a common long-term chronic disease, currently with no cure. Kim has been open about her struggle with the disease and the flare-ups that will occur. However, she has been vigorously treating it. She told People in 2017, quote, "I've been using this light, and I don't want to speak too soon because the psoriasis is almost gone, but I've been using this light therapy and my psoriasis is like 60% gone. Hopefully it's manageable for her now." And at number 2, Gabrielle Union. Endometriosis occurs when the tissue that normally lines the uterus grows into the muscular wall of the uterus, and it can be hard to catch because the tissue still acts normally and sheds each cycle. This has caused Union to have extreme fertility issues, which she shared openly. Union discussed this on Dr. Oz, saying, quote, "Fertility is not an older women's issue. It's an issue, period." She's also admitted that she has had countless miscarriages. She said she's lost count, but claims it's about 8 or 9 miscarriages at this point. She discusses more about her fertility issue in her new book, We're Going to Need More Wine, and she discusses how she's trying IVF treatment to get pregnant. However, this didn't work and the couple went the surrogacy route and now have a beautiful daughter. And finally, number 1, Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox revealed that he was suffering with Parkinson's disease in 1998, years after discovering it at the age of 29 when he was diagnosed with young onset Parkinson's. After he went public about his diagnosis, he started raising awareness for the disease. Parkinson's disease is a brain disorder that leads to shaking, stiffness, and difficulty with walking, balance, and coordination. Parkinson's symptoms usually begin gradually and get worse over time. He even decided to start a foundation to find a cure. His Michael J. Fox Foundation has funded more than $800 million in medical research to date. His condition is gradually getting worse, but he's hopeful for the future.
In at number 10, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga, whose real name is Stephanie, was getting rave reviews for her leading role in the film A Star is Born. Although even as healthy as she looked during the film's promotion, earlier that year she had to cut her European tour short because of fibromyalgia pain. Gaga was diagnosed with fibromyalgia many years ago but never really spoke up about it. The first time the fans really got to learn about this was during her documentary called Gaga 5'2". Following the release of this documentary, Lady Gaga tweeted more about her illness to not just spread awareness but to tell her fans how she copes with it. Back in 2017, she said, "In our documentary, the chronic illness and chronic pain I deal with is fibromyalgia. I wish to help raise awareness and connect people who have it. Thought ice helped fibromyalgia, I was wrong and making it worse. Warm and heat is better, electric heated blanket, infrared sauna, Epsom baths." Well, at least she gave you some tips. In at number 9, Sia. Sia is notoriously known for keeping her life very private, but with rumors about what was going on after she postponed her tour, she tweeted, "I'm not crazy, I have Graves' disease. The shakes, the nerves, the crazy, goodbye thyroid, I will kill you with radioactivity." Graves' disease is an autoimmune disease that causes the overproduction of thyroid hormone and affects about 1 in 200 people. The disease can cause fatigue, difficulty sleeping, irritability, weight loss, and bulging eyes according to the Mayo Clinic. About 9 years later, she tweeted to further clarify this secret illness that she had been battling. Sia tweeted, "Hey, I'm suffering with chronic pain and neurological disease, Ehlers-Danlos, and I just wanted to say to those of you suffering from pain, whether physical or emotional, I love you, keep going, life is f***ing hard. Pain is demoralizing and you're not alone." She would later clarify that post by saying, "Just to clarify, I have a neurological disease and Ehlers-Danlos. EDS isn't a neurological disease, sorry for the confusion." In at number 8, Nick Jonas. Nick Jonas is now very open about his type 1 diabetes diagnosis and even has co-founded an organization called Beyond Type 1 in 2015 to educate people about the disease. In 2018, he marked the 13-year anniversary of his diagnosis and shared this poignant message with his fans. In the post he said, "13 years ago today I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. The picture on the left is me a few weeks after my diagnosis, barely 100 pounds after having lost so much weight from my blood sugar being so high before going to the doctor where I would find out that I was diabetic. On the right is me now, happy and healthy, prioritizing my physical health, working out and eating healthy and keeping my blood sugar in check. I have full control over my day-to-day life with this disease and I'm so grateful to my family and loved ones who have helped me every step of the way. Never let anything hold you back from living your best life." In at number 7, Lil Wayne. When Lil Wayne suffered from a seizure that left him unconscious in his Chicago hotel room, rumors began swirling about it being drug-related. The rapper was well known for drinking lean, which is essentially a codeine cocktail. Lil Wayne would soon reveal that due to his condition he was prone to having seizures, adding that this was not even the first time that he had experienced one. He also pointed out to his fans that just because he never told people that he was diagnosed with epilepsy doesn't mean that he had not been dealing with it, even pointing out a time where he was hospitalized during a specific episode because he had experienced 3 seizures in a row, which lowered his heart rate by about 30%, claiming that his seizures were the result of dehydration and working too much.
My mom said, "No, when you were younger in New Orleans, that city park, when I was actually real young, she was like, you faint." For our lack of knowledge at that time, we didn't know it was a seizure.
So in addition to finding out that he had been epileptic this whole time, Wayne's doctor also told him that the mixing of one prescription pain medication with codeine combined with his regular use of lean resulted in this seizure. In at number 6, Julianne Hough. Julianne Hough recently has become one of these several famous women, including Lena Dunham and Padma Lakshmi, who have been publicly discussing the challenges of life with endometriosis. This is one of those illnesses that is especially difficult to open up about, even with the people closest to them. Julianne opened up to E! News about her 10-year battle with the oftentimes painful disorder in which tissue that normally lines the uterus grows outside of the uterus instead. During her chat, she revealed that she often suffered in silence and dealt with the pain on her own. She went on to say, "Obviously with my story I came out with it in 2008 when I found out that I had endometriosis. But then at the time I was like, I don't know if I really want to talk about this, it's very personal and there can be some misconceptions about certain things, and I was like, I don't have the answers yet." The actress also said that she kept the information from her husband because she'd grown up her whole life as a competitor, believing that she could do anything on her own. In number 5, Sarah Hyland. Hyland was born with kidney dysplasia, a common condition in babies. Hyland's kidneys didn't develop properly in her mother's womb and never functioned well. Medical treatment staved off kidney failure though throughout her childhood, but by the time that she was was 21 she needed a transplant. Her beloved father, actor Edward James Hyland, volunteered to give his kidney, but sadly 5 years later in 2017 her body rejected the organ and she was placed on dialysis to stay alive. Next, her younger brother, actor Ian Hyland, stepped up to donate his kidney, and by the end of 2017 Ian's kidney was successfully transplanted to his sister. She opened up about her ups and downs throughout this journey with kidney dysplasia on her Instagram feed and Self magazine. The photo was captioned with, "I say words here that hopefully others can relate to and feel like they're not alone. Hopefully those that are lucky enough not to experience this will learn about something new and take a moment to appreciate their health. Thank you so much to all the love and light I've received today. I love you all." In at number 4, Charlie Sheen. Back in 2015, Charlie Sheen was all over the news after his disastrous departure from the show 2.5 Men. His behavior following that seemed to be a little more erratic than usual, and as such many rumors began circulating in regards to his health and well-being. While on the Today Show with Matt Lauer, Charlie finally broke the news to the world that he was HIV positive.
You know there are a lot of rumors out there right now, and you would like to address them head on, so I'll give it to you.
I'm here to admit that I am in fact HIV positive.
This had been a secret that he kept for a very long time, also admitting that he had paid millions of dollars to former partners of his just to keep it all a secret. This however resulted in what Sheen referred to as shakedowns for more money. So with his account being drained and the loss of his show, Charlie took control of the narrative and released information about his secret illness that he had been battling. Now you may be wondering why Charlie told these partners in the first place. Well, by law anyone with HIV must disclose their health status to partners or risk jail time. This is regardless of viral load, treatment, or even transmission of the virus. In at number 3, Michael J. Fox. The Michael J. Fox Foundation has raised more than $900 million to fund research to find a cure for Parkinson's. It's a disease that has affected the likes of Muhammad Ali, Neil Diamond, Jesse Jackson, Ozzy Osbourne, and Michael himself, who was diagnosed in 1991. He wouldn't reveal the details of his illness though for another 7 years. However, since going public with it, he has continued to persevere and speak about the disease's impact on his life. When speaking with CNN, he told them, "I refer to Parkinson's and the effect it's had on my life as a gift, and people are completely dubious of that and kind of wonder how I could say that. I qualify it by saying it's a gift that keeps on taking, but it is a gift, because it's really opened me up to be more of a kind, compassionate, curious, risk-taking person." But between the time that he was diagnosed and his announcement, he spent 7 years both suffering and learning about the disease, while also doing his very best to keep his condition out of the spotlight. In at number 2, Selena Gomez. In 2015, Selena Gomez revealed that she had been diagnosed with lupus. This is an autoimmune disease that required the singer to go through chemotherapy. The star then opened up about the disease again by sharing that she had a kidney transplant over the summer. In a heartfelt Instagram post she writes, "I'm very aware some of my fans had noticed I was laying low for part of the summer and questioning why I wasn't promoting my new music, which I was extremely proud of. So I found out I needed to get a kidney transplant due to my lupus and was recovering. It was what I needed to do for my overall health. I honestly look forward to sharing with you soon my journey through these past several months, as I have always wanted to do with you. Until then, I want to publicly thank my family and incredible team of doctors for everything they have done for me prior to and post surgery. And finally, there aren't words to describe how I can possibly thank my beautiful friend Francia. She gave me the ultimate gift and sacrifice by donating her kidney to me. I am incredibly blessed. I love you so much, sis. Lupus continues to be very misunderstood, but progress is being made." And last but certainly not least, our number 1 spot, Chadwick Boseman. To many, the death of Chadwick Boseman was a huge shocker. We had just watched him as the powerful King T'Challa in Black Panther and many other films that the actor had been a part of. He seemed to be on the rise to have a very long and illustrious career in Hollywood. Unfortunately, Chadwick had been diagnosed with colon cancer and had been undergoing surgeries and chemotherapy for the past 4 years. The final tweet from the late actor has become one of the most liked tweets ever, and in the tweet the statement reads, "It is with immeasurable grief that we confirm the passing of Chadwick Boseman. Chadwick was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016 and battled with it these last 4 years as it progressed to stage 4. A true fighter, Chadwick persevered through it all and brought you many of the films you have come to love so much. From Marshall to Defy Bloods, August Wilson's Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and several more, all were filmed during and between countless surgeries and chemotherapy." His family went on to say that it was the honor of his career to bring King T'Challa to life and that he passed in his home surrounded by his loved ones.